Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday, the last Wednesday of 2020. This is PG with Unapologetic Tea Time, and we will be taking a look back at the good and the fuckery of 2020. Hope that you're all doing well, wherever you may be in YouTube land and dealing with the current state of this nation and throughout the world. I say to you, welcome, 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 and I hope you are doing well. Tonight, I won't be on very long, but I am coming on to give you my perspective and my unapologetic opinion on the year 2020 and all of her fuckery. Let me begin with the first thing, the pandemic and the fuckery of the White House. Next, I want to say that it has been a strange year, a very troubling year, a very hurtful year for some people, for all of us. If you have any empathy in regard to humility and your fellow neighbor, coworker, family member, friends, even foes. When will it pass? Sooner or later. We're fast approaching the year of 2021. And I am hoping with all of my might and praying with all of the wisdom and the fortitude that I have that 2021 will be a better year. You know, a lot of the philosophers and a lot of professors and the Dalai Lama and the Pope and whomever else says that life is what you make of it. And I truly believe that. However, sometimes doing life here on Earth and in the United States, the greatest country in the world that we know, is the powers that be that can make your life a living hell. Not necessarily something that you inaptly do to make it harder on yourself, but things that happen that trickle down from the powers that be. And what I mean by that, ladies and gents, boys and girls, is the sheer fact that when you have a corrupt administration and when you have people at the top in your state governments and local governments, along with federal governments, who really don't give a damn about you or anyone else except what they can grab for themselves and make things better for themselves and for the people that they owe basically their life and soul to, they'll brush you to the side and they'll do whatever is necessary to keep themselves and big businesses and big corporations and other entities afloat. How do we stop this in 2021, ladies and gents, boys and girls? We stop it the way that we know is the right way, and that is to step up and step out and vote. We are the bosses. We are the taxpaying citizens. We should be more in control. And what I mean by that is voting, going to your council meetings, lobbying against corruption, knowing willingly and seeing things that are going in the wrong direction It is up to us to grab hold, take charge, and correct it. If it means impeaching a political leader, if it means impeaching a local constituent, a local congressman, a local senator, a local mayor, a governor, it's up to us to stand up and take charge, because we have to live here and we must all somehow try to live together in some type of harmony. Hey, Tim, glad to see you could check in tonight. Thank you for stopping in. All is as well as it can be, Tim. I'm trying to stay afloat and I'm trying to stay positive and looking forward to 2021. And like my title says, a look back at the good and the fuckery of 2020. And as we know, Tim, there was a lot of fuckery. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, as you come into this room or join me on this vlog or slash podcast, whether it be tonight, tomorrow, whenever, we are in the middle of a global pandemic. And we're going to get to some dark days ahead. Whether or not you're prepared or not, you still have time to get yourself together, you, your family members, and whatever you have as current resources to try to protect yourself or to continue to protect yourself and others around you. I'm going to plead with each and every one of you who may be listening at this time and who may listen in the very near future to please do your part. Wear your mask, stay safe, social distance. Please, it's very important to not only you and yourself and your loved ones, but to other people as well. I ask that you continue to do your part. Hey, Dennis, glad you could make it. Thank you for tuning in. I ask that each and every one of you try to do your part by staying safe, wearing your mask, again, social distancing, limiting the amount of traveling that you do, limiting the amount of trips that you take to the grocery store, down the street to your favorite supermarket or to your favorite drugstore, or just to chat it up. Limit that in the coming weeks and in the coming months. We're getting ready to go into a very dark time as these numbers steadily increase across the board and across this country. Let's try to get our numbers to a lower level than what they are right now. And it's going to take not just a few of us, it's going to take all of us to do our parts. Yes, they're asking now for at least 90% of our population to become vaccinated. I don't know when and if that will ever happen. But what I do know is sooner or later, something's got to give. Me, myself personally, I know that it's going to take at least 6, 7, perhaps 8 months before the vaccines reach the ordinary me and you and Joe Blow and the regular Sally and the regular Mary and the regular Don at the supermarket or whatever, before we can get our vaccinations. I'm not big on jumping to be the first to be vaccinated, but I know that once the vaccines have been regulated enough and we've seen enough of the information, because they're administering them because it's an emergency. They're administering the vaccines because it is very necessary. And they know that, yes, there may be a few side effects along the way with certain people and certain demographics and certain things that you may have, such as a lot of allergies and what have you, that may affect you. However, also, they know that they have to continue to tweak those vaccinations for the viruses, because right now we have a mutation. And in the United States, on record, as of this afternoon, we have 3 people with a different strand of the coronavirus. So what does that say? Last week they said, oh, it's only in the UK. Well, that's not true anymore. It's in the US as well. It is a more contagious strand of the virus than the original strand that we were first encountered back in, I guess, January, February, or as we know, March of this year. So what does that mean for each and every one of us? That means that we must be vigilant or diligent in doing what is necessary, such as washing our hands, washing them more. My hands are so chapped and raw and dry until I don't know what to do. Sometimes they actually hurt. The more lotion I use, it seems that the more lotion they literally soak up. But that's okay. Lotion is still cheap. And I've bought a nice supply along with Vaseline or petroleum jelly and Eucerin and some other products that I know that will add moisture back to my skin. But with that being said, also with a mutation and with the amount of people that traveled for the Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday, and now we're fast approaching the new year for New Year's Eve, it's going to be really, really an uphill battle to try to knock these numbers down and to try to take control of this virus, because it's running wild and it's just really getting started good with this round. And I really believe we're not in the second round, we're in the first round still. So do your part, stay safe, be safe, and ask your friends and family members and neighbors and coworkers to do their part as well. I'm not saying you have to bash anyone. I'm not saying you have to insult anyone or be rude to anyone, but just ask or gently remind your friends and family members to wash their hands and to be safe and to continue to social distance. If that's something that we can do for each other, let's do it. You never know. The life that you save or the life that you can keep may very well be your own. So let's do our part, y'all. The next on my list that I want to talk about again is voting. Voting is very important to the democracy and to what our country stands for. We must continue to vote, and we must continue to vote in record numbers in order to weed out the corrupt politicians. Politics in itself, y'all, is a dirty game. But the fuckery that we have witnessed here in 2020 politically, in the political arena, is unconscionable. This should not have ever happened. And we need to make certain that the fuckery that we had in the year 2020 will not repeat itself ever again. And when it does, or if it does, we're able to be more robust and able and equipped with the resources that are available in order to be able to handle it and in order to be able to counteract it, because this is ridiculous. The stimulus checks are on their way. I actually received mine sometimes in the wee hours of the morning. Last night I received a text message that said I had a pending deposit from the credit union here in Georgia that I bank with. And sure enough, it had the IRS such and such $600, and it showed pending. Well, this morning, around, I guess it was about 11:15, 11:30, when I checked my account, it had actually gone through. $600 to me is a slap in the face, but $600 to some people, it's a lifeline. It's a hand up. It's a way of maybe putting some food on the table, maybe buying some gasoline to put in the car, maybe being able to pay the car insurance, maybe being able to fill the car up and go out to perhaps put in some applications or to go check out an application that you put in that you weren't able to do online. It can mean so many different things to so many different people. I'm sad to know that the Senate could not even pass for $2,000. Reason being, they don't care. Reason being is because $2,000, they have that in their accounts. That doesn't affect them. They don't know. They're out of touch with reality. And the other part is they have no humility for mankind. They have no empathy. They have no sympathy for you, nor me, or the average person in their districts that they represent, their states, their cities. And it's a sad, sad day. The Republican Party has always been a trip, but I tell you what, right now, you got people that's leaving the Republican Party faster than I've ever seen before in my 56 years. And that says a lot. That says a lot. The Republican Party is tore up from the floor up. The Democrats ain't much better. But in 4 years, we've seen one man and some bad apples in the rest of the administration do so much damage to the United States of America and its allies until it's going to take 8, 12, or 16 goddamn years to get this together again. And it's very unfortunate. Now let's talk about the good of 2020. The good has been a lot of us have rediscovered ourselves and rediscovered old hobbies that we used to love that we have actually revisited. The good about 2020 is actually we got to really know our neighbor across the street or our neighbor next door. We got to keep in touch with people that we normally don't keep in touch with via phone or via Skype or via Zoom or FaceTime app or Duo by Google or whomever or whatever. Some of us have even resulted to sending out little small letters and notes and cards and what have you during the course of this year. Some of us have gotten back into gardening. Some of us have rediscovered cooking because now we have a lot. Sometimes we have more time on our hands now than we've had before in a long time. And that's a good thing. Some of us have gotten a little bit more closer to our immediate family that reside with us if you have family living with you. We've turned off the cell phones and the TVs, and some of us are having one night a week game night for the family or what have you, or one night a week to all get in the kitchen and cook something or just have fun and get to really know each other. And that's a good thing. There's been a lot of volunteering to feed the homeless, to gather food boxes, to pack food boxes and what have you. Yes, most definitely, all Georgians, Dennis, need to get out to vote on the 5th of January. I voted the first day that they opened up a couple of Mondays ago now, that they opened up early voting. I meant if it took all day, I was ready to stay all day into the night to cast my vote. But back to what I was saying, there has been some good, even though the pandemic has touched each and every one of us in a different way. There has been some good things to come out of it. Some people have gotten a couple of side gigs to where they're making a little bit more money than they've made before. Some people have, like I said, discovered old hobbies, revisited those hobbies that they used to love, and found out that they still love that hobby and they began to do it again. Some people have found new hobbies. Some people have made new friends, and those are always a good thing. So we do have some things that have happened all along during this year besides the pandemic that we can hardly take our minds off of, that has been good and hasn't all been bad, you know. So you have to, I guess, look at it this way, taking the bitter with the sweet. I don't know. Somehow my scale doesn't equal out, even though I am wonderfully blessed and I am truly grateful. But I've had a lot of heartache this year. My depression and my PTSD has beat me down, so much so until I was damn near ready to give up and give in. But God has been good and has continued to strengthen me and has continued to keep me. And I have continued to hold on to his unchanging hand. And that is how I have gotten through this year so far. And y'all, as it comes to a close, I am hoping that 2021 will be the year of change, the year that we get back some normalcy that we were once used to earlier during this year. No, we can't turn back the hands of time because time waits for no one. But hopefully, sometime in 2021, probably late in the year 2021, we may be able to hug our best friend again, to hug a parent again, to hug your next door neighbor, to be able to have that touch other than an elbow bump or a fist bump. I'm hoping. Yes, God is still God. And he is Lord of Lords and King of Kings. There is no other. Whether you worship Allah, whether you worship Buddha, whether you worship whatever, whoever or whomever or whatever your God is, you know, my God is my God and your God is your God. But the God I know has never left my side. He walks right beside me. And he has brought me to this. And I am more than sure, sitting right here at this desk, that he's going to bring me through it. You know, just depends on your personal relationship with whatever you believe in, whatever supreme being, whatever powers of the universe or whatever. Just depends on what relationship you have. Because see, your relationship with them and my relationship with them is totally different. Even though we may be serving the same God. God is a wonderful, wonderful being. And he has a heart that is able to accept everyone who seeks him and who wants to be like him. He can accept your flaws. He won't turn you away. When the church The building and the people running the church will turn you away. God won't turn you away. God said, come as you are. He welcomes you. I feel that. I feel that, Tim. I feel that. That's tough. You know, I so much wanted to have more closure with my best friend's death this past summer in July, but I mean, we weren't even able to have that. We had to have something in the backyard, just like a little memory service. What is that? You know? So I can imagine what it's like have grandkids and can't see them, being around other people and having to work and you never know what you may pick up on or, you know, you don't want to bring them anything and you certainly don't want to contract anything. It's tough. It's been a tough year. you know. But I think 2021 we'll be able to do a little bit more. I don't think we'll be able to do an exceptional amount of things, but I think we will be able to do a little bit more once we get more people vaccinated and once we get more people to understand. We're almost in a year of this now, to understand that this is not a hoax. This is reality. And we have to do certain things in order to knock those numbers down. God in heaven knows, I don't want to come on here and find that we've lost one of my subscribers or two or three or this or that, or I'm on other YouTubers pages and what have you and different blogs and what have you, and people are dropping like flies. Yep. There's one in California, one in Colorado, and one somewhere else. They just said on the 5 o'clock news. It's three now, three different cases that we have here of the other strand that's mutated. And that's they said that this one is more contagious than the first strand. And that right there is puzzling to me because shit, being airborne and it is more contagious. I mean, well, that means I guess you just can't go outside. We all got to live in a bubble. So y'all, I want you to be safe. I want you to remember that some of the good things that we did and fellowshipped and visited and whatever back in January and February. Let's hold on to those memories and let's take those memories and those good things that we shared in the beginning of this year into next year, this new coming year, one that we've never seen before, one that we have another chance, if given that chance by the Almighty, to do things a little bit different, to be a better person, to be a different person, you know? Yeah, Tim. Yeah, it's bad. We have another chance coming, y'all. And the more we continue to get out the word that it's not a hoax, because some people, they gonna think it's a hoax until it kills them or somebody in their family in order to jolt them into reality. But the more we let people see us with a mask on, each individuals, because we do have people to us, y'all, whether you know it or not. The more that we talk to our kids, or the more we talk to our friends' kids, the more we talk to teenagers, the more we talk to other people who may be on the fence about this virus, who still don't believe, and just merely saying, hey, could you do me a favor and wear your mask? I know you don't want to wear it. I know you really don't believe it. But if you could just do me a favor, think about me and put that mask on. Think about my elderly parents that have to shop in the shopping center or the store. Please just wear the mask when you're around people, if you don't mind. I mean, a lot of times people will say, oh, God damn, that motherfucker keeps bothering me. Let me put this fucking mask on. because sometimes it kind of like resonates with them a little bit, and it sits there, and they hear your voice in their ears, and they say, "Okay, God damn, I'm wear this motherfucker." Then it becomes a habit, and then we've convinced one other person, and then somebody else convinces somebody else to wear a mask. Somebody else convinces somebody else to keep washing their nasty ass hands, and somebody else convinces somebody else to wear a mask. And pretty soon, for 100 days, when Joe Biden takes office, everybody can mask up. Because I had a saying at when this first got kicked off, mask it or casket. Because so many people was going, it wasn't even, it was just unreal. It's like a nightmare that we're all in, and we're not asleep. We're wide a fucking awake. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yes, Dennis. I'm more than sure that his grandkids want him to be safe so that they will have quality time with Tim and other family members in the future. You know, kids are more understanding than we think they are. Kids are so smart these days until it's unbelievable. You know, the little things that their minds can comprehend already. You know, so I pray that sometime this year, Tim, you will be able to see your grandkids. I pray that you continue to stay safe and will be safe. I'm praying for you, Dennis. I'm praying for anybody that, you know, that I know, to continue to be safe and to make it through this pandemic. You know, sometimes it's not up to us. Sometimes I've even read stories and been looking at CNN broadcasts and different things where people have done everything that they said, that they played by the rules, they played it safe, they only did this, they only did that, and they still came down with the virus. So that just goes to show you um, that nothing is fail proof. Sometimes things happen unbeknownst to us. I'm sorry, y'all. Just a minute. I gotta call you back. Sorry about that. I thought the phone was on mute. But sometimes things happen for a reason also. And it's hard to digest. Hey, Aaron. Glad to see you can make it. It's hard to digest. But even though things happen, tragedy happens, there's still been slip, trips, and falls, accidents, heart attacks, strokes, everything under the sun, plus the coronavirus taking people out. So that's just one thing that has been happening. But there's many, many more things. There's still been weddings. We found all kinds of good things to do, to try to do. There's been virtual weddings. There's been virtual baby showers. There's been virtual uh, church services. I mean, we are pretty adaptable people here in this world. And some good things have come. Some things we may not go back to the old way of doing certain things. I don't know. But y'all, we just have to, like I said, we have to take some of the bitter with the sweet. 2020 hasn't been a great year, but it hasn't been the worst year it could be either, because guess what, y'all? We're on here. We're alive. We're here. We're breathing. We're in a chat. Y'all are listening to me. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. So take some time in the next few hours and the next day to reflect, y'all. To think about what you want to do different. And when you look back and wonder how you got over to 2021, just know that you must have done something right and your God wasn't through with you yet. And there's a purpose that we all have right here on earth, and what greater thing to find is your calling or your purpose, and being able to see that purpose being used and let God use you, and with your knowledge and wisdom, because we all have knowledge and we all have some wisdom that we can share with one another. So look forward to 2021. Hopefully some of the fuckery will die down. Some of the fuckery will die out. Some of the fuckery will leave the White House, thank God. um, One important date, y'all, before I get up off of here, in my closing remarks, I want to talk about the 6th of January, which is an important date when the Electoral College goes ahead and opens all of the votes and tallies up everything, and basically a formality or formal formality of certifying Joe Biden as the winner that he is, and who will be the next president. I will say that I think myself personally, I'm hoping, but I think that there may be a tad bit of violence on that day, because people, they're fueling the fire. They've been pouring kerosene and gas on it, and you got people out there, you know, flaming the fire, fanning it with blankets and doing the most, um, fueling people's egos and messing with their attitudes and still doing their conspiracies and what have you. So, with that being said, watch where you're going, watch what you're doing, be careful on the 6th of January, you know, um, try to not be confrontational, try to not get into it with anyone, try to walk away, try to avoid, packed stores or this or that, just do your thing and, you know, hope and pray for the best, but be prepared for the worst. Um, Again, in my closing, it's been one of those years. I want to thank each and every one of my subscribers for rocking with me this year, for giving me opportunity to vent, for giving me opportunity to call out some things and share some things and share some of my knowledge and address some issues and put some things on your mind to think about and what have you. I want to thank you, because without you, I would not have this YouTube channel. Without you, I wouldn't have a reason to come on the YouTube to even talk about certain things. So I want to say thank you. It's a pleasure seeing some of my loyal subscribers and my loyal followers that come and support me each week. Whenever they can and wherever they can, they drop in to say hi. They continue to keep me in their thoughts and prayers, and I continue to keep you in mind. That's a wonderful thing. And I'd like to say thank you. I owe it all to you guys for having my channel. And it's been, it has some ups and downs, but overall, I think it has been okay. I can't complain. There's no sense in complaining. I just want to make 2021, when I look back, I want to make 2021 better than 2020. I want to add a few more things to my channel, as far as some different segments, some different things that I've been thinking about for over 6 months now that I want to do in the coming year, in the new year. I want to kind of step out a little bit and broaden this channel a little bit. So I will be asking for each and every one of you guys and ladies support with helping me to do that, giving me some ideas, letting me know in the chat and letting me know via email and the comments some topics that you want me to discuss. I want to have a couple of open forums this coming year where I invite several of my listeners on at a time to talk about a certain topic, and we get feedback from the audience or what have you. I would like to do that. I want to do that every once a quarter. So that would be, 4 times a year next year. So that's going to be something different that I'm going to try. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you so much. I want to do something different. I want to add a few things in that I have purchased this year. I want to discuss a couple things and review a couple of products that I think that regular, everyday, ordinary people could use, perhaps, that I have purchased this year and have thoroughly, tested out. So I want to do some different things, even though it's unapologetic tea time with your host PG, and that's me. I have my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to tell it to you like a TI is. I'm going to give it straight, no chaser. So if I have a product and I show a particular product, trust and believe it's something that I've used and I don't mind talking about it. I'm not going to review products that I think are cheesy or chintzy or that broke on me or whatever. I'm not even really going to entertain that. I'm going to talk about products that I really like and I think other people might like too. And I will discuss those. I want to have a couple of short segments, at least once a month, on a couple of products that I've purchased and share with you guys. Whether you purchase it or not, it's okay, but at least you'll know about it. And like the saying goes, if you know better, you can do better. So when the time presents itself, and if you need something of that similarity, you will be able to make a good choice or good decision in purchasing that item, whether it be from Home Depot, Office Depot, Staples, Lowe's, Amazon, wherever, because I'm definitely going to tell you where I got it from, how much I paid for it, and what I think of it. So yeah, those are just some of my ideas that I have for the channel. And Happy New Year to you too, Tim, and to you too, Dennis. I hope to see all of y'all next year, safe and sound, that is. But that's just some of the ideas that I have for the channel. And as the channel continues to grow, and as I continue to grow in being a YouTube creator, and as YouTube continues to clamp down on the creativity of the creators with channels, we all have to move in certain other directions, but I'm not going to get off kilter. This is what I like to do. I like to talk about the current events and keep my people in the know. So I'm never going to stray away from that, but I'm going to add more, hopefully more worth to my channel by doing a few more things in addition to what I'm already doing. So let's not be confused about PG stopping her unapologeticness. No, that's not going to happen. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wish everyone a safe and prosperous 2021. I'm going to ask you guys to do your part in staying safe and convincing others to remain and continue to be safe as well. Also, I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to saving more in 2021 if you can. Some people are unemployed, some people are underemployed, some people have had to be furloughed, some people will probably be furloughed in 2021. Some will be laid off completely because this is nowhere near being over, y'all. But I'm going to challenge you to save just a little bit more, even if it's $2, even if it's $5 a check. or whatever. When you get, even if it's a government check, you get a month, save $5 out of $10. It will make a hell of a lot of difference. I love you as well, Dennis. Um, but I'm gonna get up off of here. I love each and every one of you. Someone out there needs to hear the words "I love you," and I want to let you know that again. Y'all know that trouble doesn't last always. Don't know when this will be over with, but surely trust and believe one day it's gonna be over, and we will all be able to rejoice and talk about the year 2020 into the year 2021. But with that being said, y'all be safe out there. Have a happy new year as best as you can, whether it be virtual or whatever. Make sure you're doing what you need to do for you and yours. And hey, take it easy. Get a little bit of rest. Um, Try to eat a little bit better than you have been nutritiously. Whatever it is you need to do, take your vitamins, your supplements, whatever you can do to keep your immune system up. We need to all be doing that, y'all. Be the best that you can be in 2021. And I'll see y'all all next year in 2021. Be safe and God bless you all. Bye now.